Hey guys, it's Kristen and Bethany here with Girl Defined Ministries, and this is actually video number 4 in our 4-part video series called Discover God's Vision for Love and Romance. And we're excited to wrap this whole series up with this video number 4 called A Love Story Worth Fighting For. It's no surprise that we live in a society that is all about love and romance and the feelings and the infatuation and the happily ever afters and the fairy tales. And we've talked about this in previous videos, but as we step back and we look at marriages a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, what we're seeing is that not many of them are lasting. What started out as what seemed like this perfect relationship into this great marriage is ending in disaster so often, ending in divorce. You know, marriages aren't making it so often now to the 5-year mark. It's getting harder and harder to find marriages where people have been married for 30, 40, or even more years. And so you step back as young women and we've asked this question like, what does it take to have a lasting marriage, to have lasting love? What does that even mean anymore? To be in a relationship that's long, that's lasting, that's vibrant, and not just married for a long time, but actually loving being married,
enjoying it,
being in that relationship, enjoying it. And so in this video, we actually did something really cool, and we're pulling this from a chapter in our book at the very end of Love Defined, and we asked the question, what does it take to have a lasting, vibrant relationship? And so we went to sources of women who have been in marriages for a really long time.
Joyful, happy marriages.
Because we don't know. We're still young. I'm coming on 7 years of marriage, but compared to these other women who have been married 30, 40, 50 plus years, we went to them, these godly women with vibrant marriages, and we asked them questions to try to dig into their secrets in a sense, or just their practices, their choices over the past however many years, what they've done to build a lasting marriage. And so in this video, we're going to be reading little snippets of advice from these women, these long married women from our book, so we as young women can get a peek into what it takes.
The first woman that I'm going to introduce you to is actually very near and dear to my heart because, as you know, I'm in a serious relationship and I wanted to know, what does it take to have a love story that's actually worth fighting for? And so I went to a woman named Yvonne Welch, and she is actually the first woman that shares in our book. She has been married since 1966.
Wow.
I was born in 1988. She's been married since 1966. Oh my goodness. And so she actually shares in our book how to have a love story worth fighting for. And the cool part is she's actually sharing in person at our Girl Defined conference. So if you're interested in hearing her share what it's taken to have a marriage that's been lasting for over 50 plus years, you can click the link and get more information about that. But I just want to share with you just a little snippet of what she had to say, a piece of the full sharing. So she says, many times a young bride will look to her new husband to satisfy all the deepest desires of her heart. She will expect him to do what only God can do, give her total joy and fulfillment. When you as a single woman learn to take all your cares, fears, and concerns to the Lord Jesus Christ on a daily basis, your heart will be strengthened. You will be preparing yourself to be a godly helpmate to your future husband. That's a key piece of advice for having a love story that's worth fighting for. And this is from her own experience, not looking to your husband, future husband, my boyfriend to meet all of my needs, but instead taking that all to Christ, placing my fears, my expectations, my hopes on him, letting him satisfy me, and then letting my love flow out of that. So that's just a little snippet from Yvonne Welch, who has been married for 50 plus years.
The next woman that we talked to and interviewed was Kimberly Wagner, and she's been married since 1981, so coming closer to 40 years of marriage. And she also gave some really great practical advice. She said, demonstrating appreciation appropriately to the men in your life now as a single woman will develop a heart that serves to help others be all God created them to be. We as women are designed as essential strengthening counterparts. In Genesis, it talks about that. Whether you're single or married, you're designed to come alongside others and strengthen their efforts by being a type of life giver. Appreciation does that. It breathes life into those that we serve. And so her advice is, whether you're single or married, and this so spoke to me, just this idea of being a life giver by the words that you speak to others, and practicing that now as a single woman, because in marriage, it is so easy to become critical and to view your husband through a very critical lens, to not say words of appreciation, not say words of encouragement, and that will destroy your marriage. It won't be vibrant. It won't be something lasting. And so I just want to challenge you and all of us in this encouragement to right now choose to be a woman who speaks words of life and appreciation to those around you.
And the next one has been married since 1982, and she is very near and dear to our hearts because her name is Heidi Baird, which is our mother. So her and my dad have been married for what, like 35 years, something like that. They've been married a long time, and this is what she says. I encourage you to do what a wise mentor and Titus 2 woman encouraged me to do many years ago. Grab your Bible, a notebook, and a pen, and settle into a quiet spot. Closets are my go-to choice. They have been for her. To begin writing out as many character qualities of God that come to your mind. Then meditate on one of those a day. Look up verses that teach you more. Spend time thanking God for who he is. I encourage you to do this for the next few weeks each morning. Like I did, I bet you'll see a transformation to your quiet time and love for the Lord. So really just making your quiet time a priority. And I know for her, she expands to say in the book, you can read more about it, but just basically how focusing on the character of God and spending time with him and learning more about him was something that completely transformed her marriage in their early years, just having that vibrant relationship with God. So that's an area I know we all need practice in and we all need work in. So it's very convicting no matter where you are, like, oh, but that is such great advice and foundational for having a love story that truly is worth fighting for.
And the last advice comes from a woman named Barbara Rainey. She's actually the wife of Dennis Rainey of Family Life Today, another awesome ministry, and she's been married since 1972.
That's a long time.
50 years. That is a long time. And here's the advice that she gave specifically about hospitality and this idea of homemaking. She says, most importantly, may I encourage you to learn the number one homemaking skill? That homemaking is the art of making a house a home. This skill is surrendering your heart to Jesus every single day. A friend of mine demonstrated this by living a life surrendered to Jesus. It was his presence in her that greeted us every time we went to her house. Wow. Cooking and decorating classes abound. You can take one or more anytime, anywhere. But creating a warm home that even little children recognize is possible only when your heart is completely his.
Wow.
And it's this idea that, you know, with Pinterest and all the social media, we can have a beautiful house. We can have the decorations. We can even have delicious food. But if when someone walks into your home, they don't feel the love of Christ, they don't feel that warm embrace, that generous spirit of hospitality towards them, it's not going to be a warm home environment. And so her advice is, hey, yes, it's great to take cooking classes. It's great to learn how to decorate your home and make it beautiful, but make sure that your heart is in it for God's glory, that you're surrendered to him, that you're in it to genuinely love the people who are coming into your home. And you can start practicing that now in the way you treat your family, your siblings, people, friends that come over, creating a space that's warm and inviting where they feel, wow, they are so hospitable. I love being with them. So that just kind of wraps up the advice from these 4 godly women. There's so much more that they share in our book, and that was only a snippet of their incredible advice for really having a marriage that's worth fighting for and a marriage that's lasting.
And one more thing I just want to add is that we actually asked each of these women, so that we asked them a question and they expanded on it, but we also asked them, each one of them, what caught you by surprise during your first year of marriage? I really wanted to know that, as a girl that's not married, what caught you by surprise? And their advice was really interesting. We don't have time to share all about it today, but that's the part. When you get the book, go straight to that part.
Yes.
And read it first and then go back to the beginning and you can check it out. But we just want to challenge you to ask yourself, what do you think of when you think of a long-lasting marriage? What does it take to fight for that kind of marriage? And when you think of your marriage 10 years, 20 years down the road, what do you imagine? The main reason that Kristen and I wrote this book for single women, engaged women, even newlyweds, is to really challenge you to think about the kind of marriage that you're going to build. And so often that starts with us, the kind of woman that we are, what kind of habits we have, what kind of man we're looking for. So I just want to challenge you and encourage you to grab a copy of Love Defined, Embracing God's Vision for Lasting Love and Satisfying Relationships, to begin practicing and understanding what it means to have a long-lasting marriage, because it doesn't just happen. These women have worked hard and they have fought for the marriages that they have. And we want you to start preparing now, even as a single woman, to do that. So that's the reason we wrote this book, so that one day we can be like the Barbaras and the Heidis and the Yvonnes, so that we can have those lasting marriages. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from us, you can subscribe to our channel below. And we'd love to connect with you further over on our blog, girldefined.com, where we have more content every single week.
Take 3 of a 4-part series that I don't remember the name of. I'll watch you for an example on your speed.
Okay.
So she's
coming on 40 years. Okay.
That serves to help others We've got every siren, every dog, everywhere, right outside the window. It's because the sirens make the dogs want to bark.
And
Why?
It's going forever.
It's getting closer. I think it's coming here. We just want to thank all of you who are currently supporting us over on Patreon with $1, $2 a video. You're making this YouTube channel possible, and it is so encouraging to us.
Thank
and if
you
you're
so
someone
much.
who loves this YouTube channel and you want to see it grow and continue to produce this kind of content, would you seriously consider coming over on Patreon by clicking the link below and just saying, hey, I'll give you $1, $2 per video so that we can continue producing this content for you.